Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Bart, better known as the Gentleman Gardener, and this is the first video on YouTube ever, which is both measures exciting and terrifying. Now for this first video I thought I would introduce myself, as well as show you some footage from my garden. And to do so I've taken my inspiration from the bookish side of YouTube. They have something they call the newbie tag, a series of questions which a new user can answer to introduce themselves and to tell them what you can expect from their channel. So today I'm doing just that, as well as show you some footage from the garden in between. Thanks for watching, well met, and let's get started. So the first question is, why did you start this channel? And the thing is, I've been active on social media for quite a while now, mostly Instagram, and I love it. I love to share photos, I love to connect with people, I love to share tips, seeds, everything. But the thing is, if you want to give like a proper tour of the garden, or you want to show something, or you want to give an explanation to a question, short format content isn't always ideal. I will keep posting on my Instagram page, that's for, daily insights in the gardens and sharing photos and stuff, but all of the growing guides, the tours, the larger explanations, that's what you can expect from this channel. So if you have a question, any question about gardening, any gardening topic, do let me know down below in the comments so I can see I can make an answer to your question and perhaps a video for this channel. Now question number 2, what are some fun and unique things that you can bring to YouTube? Well, I think every garden is unique, so in that aspect, the whole garden that I bring from where I'm working here is indeed something fun and unique. What I will also bring is years of experience in gardening, and I started really small on a balcony garden when I was living in a flat in the city as a bachelor. Then I got married, we moved house, and I had my first urban garden, a little postage stamp sized garden in which I used to grow vegetables, grow fruit, keep chickens. I wanted everything on the smallest of scales. And now we are here in a much larger garden, no more heavy clay soil, much more sandy. There are trees, there are many more critters, and there's much more wildlife than I'm used to. So yeah, I think I can bring all of these experience, all of these different gardens to this channel. I can talk from the perspective of a balcony garden as well as from the experience of a much larger, almost small stand. I don't know if that's fun or unique for YouTube, but hey, here I am. Then the next question is, what are you most excited for this channel? And again, like with the other social media outlets I have, I think it's the community. It's you. I want to hear your stories, I want to hear your questions, your experiences, I want to teach you things, but I want to learn from you as well. Over my many years on Instagram, I've actually made some really good garden friends all across the world. And I hope to do the same right here on YouTube. So don't be a stranger, don't be shy. Ask your questions, comment, say where I was wrong, disagree, agree, I don't care, but just engage. Because otherwise, I'm just a silly man standing in his greenhouse talking to a camera. The next question is, why do you love gardening? And I don't think this question warrants just one simple answer. There are many aspects about gardening that appeal to me. It brings me peace, it brings me quiet. It is my form of therapy, and at the end you get vegetables. Gardening is that one hobby that isn't a competition. It is not about who gardens the best or grows the most or the biggest. It is just about you, your garden, your knowledge, and putting your hands into the dirt. It is about being outside, enjoying sunshine and rain and wildlife and birdsong. It is all that. Gardening literally grounds me. Even if there is a day that I absolutely can't be bothered to come out here and do something, that's fine as well. The plants will keep growing, as will the weeds. But that's a problem for a next day. Gardens can be very forgiving, and I absolutely love that about them. Now, the other aspect that I truly love about gardening is the whole self-sufficiency aspect of it. I've always been fascinated by Skills that we have lost, knowledge that has gone lost throughout the ages. My grandparents, for example, still grew most of their own food. If something was broken, they knew how to fix it. They had this hands-on approach to life that I absolutely admire and that I try to incorporate in my own life as well. So yeah, gardening allows me to do all that. Grow my vegetables, pick fruit, grow flowers for the inside. There's always something that needs fixing and repairing, and there's always a problem that needs a solution. So yes, gardening demands that hands-on approach. Just roll up your sleeves and get stuck in it, and that's what I absolutely love about gardening. What got me into gardening? Well, I think I've always been around people who gardened. My memories of grandparents were memories of flowers, of strawberries grown, of rhubarb being grown, so I've always been around people who actually gardened. Even my parents, who are just ornamental gardeners, still have their hands into that dirt, so I guess it was just spoon-fed into me from a very, very young age. I grew up on the countryside and there is this feeling that I absolutely need to garden. It is a part of me, it is something that I actually need, and if I can't garden for whatever reason for a longer time, then it just starts to feel like something's missing. So what got me into gardening? I guess just growing up where I did and being who I am. What question would I ask my favorite YouTubers here on the garden side of YouTube? I guess, want to go for a pint? We would probably talk about gardens, but I would have a lot of questions about this whole YouTube thing as well. For example, how do you come up with the ideas? I mean, it's not a problem to think of garden topics, but how do you find the topics, the ideas that people are actually interested in? If you have like a magic formula, let me know down below in the comments. I'm really curious. As for who are my favorite garden tubers, well, I will put them in the description down below. Some of them are good friends, like Karen over at Woolies and Waffles. Do check her out, she's much funnier than I am. She has been at it for a much longer time. So yeah, I will link all of these accounts that I watch, that I adore, down below in the description. So do go have a look, and while you're there, do leave a like. What challenges do I think that will be the hardest to overcome starting this channel? Well, there are a few. Like I said, it is a learning curve. It is something that's totally new for me, taking cameras outside, talking to a camera. There will be probably ambient noise all over, the lighting will be strange, and these are all lessons that I still need to learn. Another thing I've been thinking about is, what do you do in winter? I mean, I could give you a beautiful tour of the garden right now, and if you would like one of these tours, make sure you watch all the way to the end, because I will be linking a garden tour just right there. But what do you do when it gets winter? I might have some ideas already for winter, but that won't cut the whole period. So if you have any questions or ideas for what to do in winter, or which topics I should tackle on this channel, again, let me know down below in the comments, because I'm dying to know. Then, where do I garden? This is Belgium, this is Western Europe, and we are just outside a city called Mechelen, Malines. Somewhere in between Antwerp and Brussels, but we are in the countryside of it. We are here in what is called the Riverlands. This is actually flood country, but because of the many dikes, the many rivers, the many locks we have here, all of the water just overflows into the nature reserves we are surrounded here by, so we can actually stay dry. This is an area in Belgium which is also known for its asparagus and its cauliflower. This whole area is often a mix between parts with heavier clay and then parts that are more sandy, which allows many different kinds of vegetables and flowers and fruit to be grown. We moved here about almost 3 years ago now. We had to do lots and lots of renovations, but in the end it paid off. I mean, look at this greenhouse. Being able to put a greenhouse of this size finally in a garden, as well as keep enough space to grow, to incorporate a large chicken coop, a pond, you name it, it is heaven. then what can you find in my garden? Well, just about anything. Having that background as a florist, I grow a lot of flowers. My favorite flowers of all times to grow are peonies, with dahlias as a close second, geums, zinnias, you name it, nasturtiums, there are some ready to be planted out behind me. Anything goes. I just love flowers and they will always be a part of my garden. And then there's the food. We grow about half of our veg that we eat on a yearly basis for ourselves. We do all of our eggs ourselves, lots of fruit. So yeah, there is lots and lots to be found that is edible in this garden. Like I said, in the back of the garden there is a chicken coop. I opted for quite a large chicken coop. We have 5 chickens these days, which is more than enough for a family of 3. We often give away eggs to neighbors or to family. Same with veg really. But I wanted these chickens to have a luxury life. And then there is one last very special spot, but I'm going to talk about that in the last question. So the last question is, what is my favorite spot in this garden? And it has to be the little pond. It is not big, it is nothing special, but I absolutely love it. I am intrigued and awed in how much a pond changes a garden. Yes, there is the sound of water, but it also attracts lots and lots of wildlife. Even if we have a pond that is not really accessible for frogs and toads and newts. I just love to sit there with a cup of coffee, watch the fish, watch the plants grow, watch the insects dance over the water. It is my little piece of heaven. And that's that, my first ever video about gardening on YouTube. I do hope you liked it. If you have any questions for me about gardening, about where we are, how we do things, about me personally, do let me know down below in the comments and I will be happy to answer them. In the meantime, do like, do subscribe, because that's what makes this channel grow, and I would love to grow a community that is all about gardening. And yes, I did promise you a link to a garden tour. Well, if you want to see that, all you have to do is click this video.